4th week special. I am Jamie.
And I'm Rob, and we're not ranking anything. It's a 4th week episode, so we're doing something fun, and we're doing something that we have wanted to do for a very, very long time. We are collaborating with the wonderful Pontifacts. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I mean, our podcasts for a very long time have wanted to do something at the same time as each other. Yeah. We just never really managed to get around to it. So here we are. We did think about trying to do some history stuff, and then we thought, you know what? Let's just play How Well Do You Know Your Co-Host, because that's the fun part of having guests on. That's the bit I enjoy the most.
This is years in the making, and we've just been dying to play How Well Do You Know Your Co-Host. So it's amazing.
How long ago was the first time was it Rex Factor we first did it with?
I think so, yes. And I think I messaged you at the time and went, oh, I can't wait till we can do this, because we were already discussing Charlemagne and all sorts of the Great Schism, all of the things we could do. But this first. Yeah.
Well, at some point, you're going to catch us up and take over us. So, yeah.
Popes don't last very long, though, so it's going to take us quite a while to do that. They're all old men.
You're going a lot quicker than we are now, though, because we're doing one episode a month.
This is true.
And we just did an emperor that lasted 11 days, so, you know.
Well, we have some popes like that, too.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of popes that only last a few days, but that's because if you're a pope, you are almost by definition an old man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but not all.
Just celebration alone wipes you out.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to play How Well Do You Know Your Co-Host with Bree and Fry, but then here's the crazy twist: they are going to test me and Jamie as well.
Oh yeah, we are.
So we will get to see who the best co-host is between me and Jamie, which is good. But then also we can see which podcast scored the most points to see which is the best podcast officially.
It's time to fight.
Yeah, and then whoever loses has to change their Twitter handle to "We're not as good as the other podcast."
Ooh, the stakes are high.
Yeah.
Or just to be Pontifacts losers or winners. Totalus Rankium loser winner. That's what.
Yeah. You've got to stay like that for a week. You've got to put loser or winner after your name for a week. There you go. Stakes are now high. Right.
Really
okay.
high.
So. To remind people who maybe have forgotten or didn't hear How Well Do You Know Your Co-Host, let's quickly go over how this works. I composed some questions and I sent them to Bree and Fry earlier on this week, and they answered them. And now we're going to pose those questions to the other co-host to see if they can guess what their co-host would have answered. Is that in any way clear?
Yes, yeah. It's like the what is that couples game? The match game, but for co-hosts. And much more obscure questions.
Yes.
Why do you say the questions are obscure? I don't know what you mean. Right, okay. I've got the questions here, so I will start reading them out in a moment. Jamie, are you okay to record scores?
Yes.
Good.
No cheating. Don't give yourself any extra points now.
What, 10 points to Totalus Rankium? Okay.
Excellent. Well done. No. Jamie can be in charge of scoring your points. You can record our points. That's only fair, I think. Yeah. Right. Are you ready, Jamie?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Who are you speaking to first?
Well, I was about to say, who wants to go first?
It doesn't matter.
Well, you're going first then, Fry.
Damn it.
The non-committal answer. Right, okay. So, Fry, you're going first. And I asked Bree this question. What is the worst thing a pope has ever done? And this was just a sort of off-the-cuff question that I thought of. And then Bree very sensibly came up with two answers, because one's genuinely, this is the worst thing and this is awful. And then there's a fun answer.
There's a feel-bad answer and a not-so-feel-bad.
So there's a pope that literally murdered a whole bunch of priests. And then there's a pope that accidentally was told he was a heretic. And then there's also sometimes simony. So...
Oh, there is sometimes simony.
How can somebody be told they're accidentally a heretic? How's that an accident?
So we have a pope who got a letter. He got a letter from a bunch of heretics who were like, can't you see our point about this very well-argued thing that we're fighting about? And he went, I can kind of see your point. And so that letter that he wrote saying, I can kind of see your point, made him a heretic about 50 years after he died.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was a very vague sort of thing, but surprise, you're now a heretic.
So is that your answer, Fry?
Yeah, that's gotta be...
The worst thing a pope's done is accidentally become a heretic 50 years after their death.
Well, I mean, yeah, and also the other one that murdered a bunch of people, so...
I mean, that would have been a good answer, too. But you forgot the big one, the one that's so famous. I mean, to be fair, we haven't covered it yet.
We haven't gotten there yet.
Yes. So,
that's slightly mean, then, if you've not
it
actually
is, if you're answering things we haven't covered. It's not quite fair.
All of my other ones we have covered. And the feel bad answer we've covered a little bit. So the feel bad answer is, of course, cover up and ignore thousands upon thousands of sex abuse cases happening in the church.
Okay. Yeah, that's not good, is it? Yeah.
That's the real feel bad. But the not so feel bad is definitely digging up a predecessor.
The corpse. Yes.
Putting the body on trial.
Oh, God. That everybody wants us to cover. So hopefully we get a lot of listens for that episode.
So
it's coming.
Who dug up their predecessor?
So it was Stephen VI, and he dug up his predecessor, Pope Formosus, and he put the Pope's body on trial. Also, I think she might get a point for this because Formosus at the Cadaver Synod was declared a heretic after death, and then his body was thrown in the river.
Everyone gets to be a heretic after they die.
Yeah, he was condemned as a heretic by Pope Stephen VI, so maybe there's a point there.
Brie, are you saying that she deserves half a point for this?
At least, I would say so.
Because this is dangerous, because this helps the Pontifacts cause, but it does mean that you might lose to Fry.
I also want to argue 2 points, because Formosus had his 2 fingers cut off for being a heretic. His benediction fingers were cut off after he was already dead, and then his body was thrown in the river.
Sorry, what the hell are benediction fingers?
You know,
the prayer
fingers. Look down their fright fingers.
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
Just gonna make...
Look, you did it, and I was like, I know that's a sexual position. Don't do that.
We call it the cross.
He's giving the benediction, you know?
I am never going to hear the word benediction in the same way ever again. Right.
Benediction Fingers is the name of my new metal band.
You can have 0.5 then, Fry, for that.
Beautiful.
I think that's fair. There we go. Right. Okay. And now we jump over. Over to Brie. So, Brie, I asked Fry, which pope is the one that Brie is most likely to have forgotten?
Oh.
But if you remember it, then it's wrong, because you haven't...
I mean,
what a catch-22.
We have covered so many forgettable popes.
So which one can't you remember?
I could just literally pull up the list of episodes we've done and pick one at random, because I've probably forgotten about them. I could make an argument that I would forget about Pope Stephen Elect, because he wasn't really a pope. But, I think I'm going to say Innocent? I don't know. He didn't really do a whole lot. He's pretty forgettable.
Fry, what did you say?
I said Antares.
Ah, yeah. See, he's very forgettable too. And
you've forgotten him so much that you forgot to answer him.
And not only that, but one time we were questioned about something that Antares did, and I definitely said Anicetus instead of Antares,
Yep.
so I quite literally forgot about him.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, okay then. That
Does she
means,
get a point because I forgot about him?
No, it's not how. You know what? If you weren't competing against us, I'd be tempted to say yes, but I don't want to put the word loser after Totalus Rankium on Twitter. So.
Oh, you might still have to, though.
Yeah.
So Rob, I'm just confirming, is that a 0?
That
a
is 0.
Nil point.
That is for the first question.
First
That
question.
is 0 to Brie, 0.5 to Fry, a total of 0.5. And we go on to question 2. So Fry, I asked Brie, you can spend 1 hour telling one pope exactly what you think of them.
Oh.
Who is Brie going to spend that hour with? And you might even get some bonus points if you can tell us exactly what would be said.
I feel like she could get this.
It's gonna be, is his name Rodrigo Borgia? What's his name?
Borgia, right?
What's his first name?
I mean, if that's your guess, Rodrigo
oh, no,
is the...
Medici. I don't know his name either. A Medici Pope. Are there like 12 of them?
3. I mean, that would be a good answer. It would be a good answer. A Medici Pope, one of them.
To be
for
fair,
sure.
that's possibly what I would have guessed as well. My second guess would have been what you actually put.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Who do
should I
you
give
want?
my answer?
No, I'm
Yeah.
thinking. No.
Oh, you're thinking now you've got it wrong.
No, I don't know. I'm tired.
Go on, you got one more guess. One more
You
guess.
you can
Okay.
get this.
You think I can get this?
Mm-hmm.
A pope that you would want to speak to?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you stop dancing? Oh no, the wiggling in the other screen is making this hard. No, I have no idea. You're gonna say it and I'm gonna feel like a total idiot.
You have one guess, Fry. You can do it.
Okay.
Who do I want to talk
Just
to?
guess one.
Talk
Guess one at
to.
random. There weren't that many popes.
Oh my god. Does it have to be a dead pope? No? You probably want to talk to Frank.
I want to talk
Oh.
to Frank. And the question did not specify a dead pope, did it?
No.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
But bonus, what would Brie say?
No idea.
Not even go on then, Brie. Why do you want to speak to Pope Francis?
I mean, yeah, I would shoot my shot with Pope Francis and I'd tell him how big of a fan I am of all of his environmental policies and his acceptance policies, and I'd tell him to keep doing all the things that make conservatives really angry, but I would tell him that he needs to go further, much further, in punishing the corrupt clerics, and then we'd leave on excellent terms and be awesome friends, and then I would probably cry, because it would be awesome.
You could get him as a host on the podcast.
Oh,
like an extra.
could you imagine?
Oh, special guest.
I would literally
I
spend
think there's
all
a
of my
language
time.
barrier.
There is. His English isn't amazing, so we'd have to freshen up our Italian for sure.
I was going to say you can speak some Italian, can't you?
I can, but very slowly, and he's much better at it.
I can speak very little Italian.
I don't know, Jamie. What do you think? How many points for that answer?
Well, did Fry guess?
Got it on a second attempt.
I think half a mark.
Half a mark for guessing it on the second attempt. Okay, that sounds fair. Okay.
You're doing great,
we
Fry.
go on to the next one. Right. Sorry. Because for various reasons, I've not actually read Fry's responses to any of these questions. So I've only just seen her responses. You have to name the circular friends. What are their names?
So Fry has to name the circular friends.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I've known Fry.
Sorry, I've just read the answer again.
I've known Fry for a long time, and we've played a lot of characters and like D&D and stuff, so I know that Fry likes to name people really, really obscure things on a regular basis. So are we talking like a D&D style Fry naming, or are we talking about like...
I'll be kind. One is very obscure, and one's very not obscure.
I want to say that, you know, because a lot of the times when we come back to Circular Friends and church stuff, we talk about Deacon Dad. So maybe you would name one after Deacon Dad and call
that's
it...
too nice.
That's
Deacon
too nice?
Dad just hit my mailbox. I'm not
He did.
pleased with him.
Right before we started recording, Deacon Dad hit Fry's mailbox. So
Oh no!
I'm going to
But like
say...
knocked it over completely.
No. He scratched up his car.
Oh, well, that's more his problem than it was.
I think you would probably call them...
I'll be
let's
amazed
see.
if you get this.
Charles, because there's always a Charles in charge, and maybe like
You gotta go more. You'll see.
and we were talking about what was his name, the guy, the really obscure name we were talking about in the conclave. I'm gonna go with that. It was, what was it, Epigingles? Epigingles,
Yeah.
Epigingles, or Epinglees, or any type of... We'll go with, I'll have to go with Charles and Epigingles.
Charles and Epigingles. You know what? That really is not a bad attempt. I'm quite impressed. Fry, what did you call the circular friends?
They are Hingle McCringleberry and Gary.
Okay, Epigingles and Hingle McCracken, whatever you said, those are really close.
They are. I'm willing to give half a point for that. That's very close.
There's a whole bunch of ing.
Yeah. Okay, that's a 0.5, I think. That's not a bad guess. Yeah. Right, okay, so that is Jamie. You're keeping track, I hope.
Yeah. I'd give him a point for that.
A full point?
So, no, not a full point, Jamie.
Okay. 0.75. 0.75.
No,
Yeah, give me the
no,
point.
they were both right. 0.5. Jamie, don't forget, their points add up and will compete against ours. Let's not
I
be
know,
too
but
generous here.
as we're sort of hosting this, it'd be a shame to
Yeah.
automatically put disadvantage. We need to be fair, Rob.
Tell you what, Fry, you can decide.
Oh no.
Because, yes, you could boost your team score up, but you will be boosting Bree's score up, which is going against your own. So,
You know what?
does she deserve 0.5 or 0.75?
I do think the 0.75, she got my naming convention down pat, which is a good
Okay,
half
fair
of
enough.
it.
And Gary and Charles are really not that far apart when you think
They're
about
not
it.
too far, because we've had so many King Garys over here.
King Gary.
Can Gary the first strings mine.
Yes. Okay, so is that 1 to Fry and 0.75 to Bree? Is that right?
That's what I have.
Yes, yeah.
Good, Jamie.
I'm paying attention.
You sound confident. You do.
I'm typing up and everything.
Excellent. Right. Okay.
next.
Okay. Fry.
Yes.
I asked Bree. We all know that history is littered with people called Bree, so we need to differentiate. You can choose a nickname in the style of a Pope John. What would you have?
Oh.
And this might need some clarification for anyone listening who has not heard Pontifacts. Actually, to be fair, the Circle of Friends one probably did as well.
Look, that's in our first episode, so you should at least have that one under your belt.
Oh, I'm gonna not
I'll-
cheat. I'm
I'll
not
clarify.
cheating at all.
I'll clarify while you look at... so normally when we have Pope John, there are so many Pope Johns that we're giving them a nickname, and it is used with a 20-sided dice, and we use the book Ghost of the Salt Marsh and their ship naming table. And I did use the ship naming table.
Oh, you used the ship one? You didn't use crew member?
I used the crew member one, that's right.
Oof, okay.
I used the right one because I checked to make sure it was like the one that had all the things we use for the nicknames. And I did choose from the chart. I didn't roll a dice, I chose from the chart.
Okay.
Oh, you chose this?
Yeah.
So
I assumed from your answer that you rolled the die.
No, this was the ones that I thought of the things that were on there were the most me, so...
Damn, okay, alright. Okay. I'm gonna go with... Ooh, okay. God damn. Okay, I'm gonna go with, God, I really want to put copper as the second half, but I don't know what to do with the first half. Whew. Alright, this is hard. Let's go with... Oh, God. Oh, God.
It's a great chart.
It is a good chart. Let's go let's just go Mad Devil for the final.
Censor!
I almost chose Devil. That's not far off.
Which one did you get?
So I chose Wee Beast.
Wee Beast! That's a good one, too.
But it was
assuming...
Wee Devil, so...
I'm assuming by wee beast you mean as in small beast.
Yes.
And not the beast of urine, which it could be read as.
I am definitely a small human. I am
Right,
on Team Small, so...
So when you said I chose this out for myself, and I'm looking at the word we... Okay, small beast. Oh, right, okay.
I didn't get that.
Didn't get that. I think that is a 0 in that round. Okay, over to Bree. Right, we're on question 3. Yes. Okay, I asked Fry, who is the person who is not a pope who you have hated more than any other in the series?
Ooh.
Did she pick... Clarification on the question, is this like a singular person or is this like a grouping of people? Because I'm pretty sure Fry knows it was a Lombard.
No.
It wasn't a Lombard.
Fry went for a single person.
A single person that I hated the most.
No, me.
Oh, that you hated the most.
Me.
Oh. You were really, really, really mad at Charlemagne.
I hate that French man,
I honestly thought that was what the answer was going to be. I thought it was going to be Charlemagne.
It's not Charlemagne, because that would have been my guess. So let's see. I'll own up to that being my guess. Let's see. Who did you hate more than Charlemagne? Did you hate a Lombard? Because we hated
I can barely
Lombards.
remember the Lombards exist.
That's true. You do often forget about the Lombards. And it's not Charlemagne. Was it our Field of Lies, Lothair?
No. You gotta go back farther.
See, okay. Who did you hate
more? Go back
more?
to the past. Samurai Jack.
I don't know. See, my guess would have been Charlemagne. Who did you
Go
hate
on,
more?
Fry, who was it?
I put Arius.
Okay, I mean, that's fair. Arius...
Why? Why do you hate Arius?
Because Santa punched him. If he made Santa that man.
Yeah.
Can you
Punchy
imagine
old Saint Nicholas?
pissing off Santa so bad that you get punched in the face? Deplorable
bad
human.
Yeah.
That is really bad. You also put the Roman emperor whose entire undercarriage went bad and killed, and I don't know what his name is. I'm assuming you mean Galerius there.
No, it wasn't a Roman Empire. It was one of their exarchs, and it was
I see.
Smaragdus. You don't want
right, okay.
Smaragdus in your undercarriage.
Oh. Yeah. It's never good when your undercarriage goes bad.
Delirious did have the wormy deterioration that we covered too, but Smaragdus was in the undercarriage.
Oh, nasty. Okay, so that was no points to there.
No.
So we move over to...
I do hate Charlemagne, though.
You do. You really did.
We move over to Fry. Yes. Oh, I'm confusing myself. I always get confused doing this. Right, I'm now asking Fry, aren't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I asked Bree, you're planning the perfect dinner party. Fry is coming and you want to impress her. So which 3 popes do you invite?
Oh.
So who's she going to invite to impress you?
Well, we're inviting Frank again. And then we're probably inviting Calixtus. And oh god. If we put in Calixtus, we can't get in both Leo and Greg. Oh, I've made a terrible error. I'm gonna go with Frank and then our great boys, Leo and Greg.
See, you're choosing popes that I would love, but I'm planning a dinner party to impress you with popes. So
Damn
it's popes you love.
Popes I love. Oh no. So okay, so I guess we're bringing in Fabian, and we're bringing in. Oh, we're gonna bring in Honorius, and we're gonna bring in. Ooh, I don't even know a third one.
I mean,
Yeah,
you just gave yourself a hint with what you just said.
Oh, okay.
You said, ooh, I don't even know another one. That's not cheating. That's not cheating.
That's definitely not cheating at all. Definitely not.
So maybe it's just the 2 of them.
No. Listen to what you said again. Woo! I don't know.
I think Jamie's
Eugene
confused
is
face because he
coming.
can't see the answers. Sally.
Eugene is coming. She got it.
Oh, did you just say it? Oh,
She got all
got
3.
it. Got all 3. Go on, Bree, who did you choose? Explain them.
I said Fabian because I know she loves a good burp Pope man. Eugene in ghost form because that's very impressive. And Honorius because if we're having a dinner party, it's the perfect time to besmirch the besmirchers.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's good. Getting all 3, you definitely fully deserve the full point there, Fry. Well done. That is good. That is 1 point there. So what's the scores now, Jamie?
Well, Fry's currently got 2 whole points
Yeah.
out of 5. Bree's got 0.75.
But she's
2
one
whole
question
points.
behind.
Does she not get 3 points for all 3 guests?
No,
It's
no.
only
you
one
get
question.
it's 1 question, 1 point.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Okay.
Name all the popes in 10 seconds. Go.
Okay.
Point.
John.
John! Name 22 popes. John.
Okay, Brie. I asked Fry. Oh, this is so confusing. Yes, Brie, I asked Fry the following question. Brie is planning a dinner party, but she forgot to invite you. Oh, how awful. Which is poor showing, to be honest, Fry. I mean, come on. Anyway, you're quite mad, Brie. You've not been invited, but for some weird reason, and no one knows why, you get to choose which 3 popes go to her dinner party. And you want to ruin her evening.
I
want
chose which popes go to your dinner party.
To ruin my dinner party.
Yes.
Scumbag Steve?
Oh, shit. What was his name?
Vicious Soricious? Who else would ruin a dinner party? Damasus? Because he's murdered everybody. And maybe so I'm gonna stick with Vicious Soricius, Damasus, and Vigilius, because he's just terrible all over. And that was the one who was dragged out by his beard.
You got
you
one.
pick? Oh!
You didn't get one. Go on, Fry. Who are you sending to Bree's dinner party to ruin it?
I was gonna send Hilarious.
Yeah, I can see some buzzkill. Perfect.
And I was also going to send our latest Pope Sergius, because he's going to bring his shitty brother Benedict.
So shitty. They're going to try and sell everything.
They're going to sell your whole house.
They're going to sell my whole house.
So that's not bad though. You got one.
Which one did I get?
Soricius.
Vicious Soricius. Okay.
That's pretty good. So that's what is 0.33 for that then?
Sure.
We could round up to make it easier to work.
We certainly could, couldn't we? Let's say half a point. You managed to get one.
Yeah.
You can have half a point.
I'll take half.
Yeah. Okay. So now we go to our final questions. Fry.
Mm-hmm.
I asked Bree, you find yourself in the mid-800s. For reasons that we certainly don't have time to go into, you need to convince a room full of cardinals that you're actually a man and worthy to be pope. You can take 3 things with you to the interview. What do you take?
Oh, okay.
This question stumped me for so long.
Wait, you bring in 3 things to the interview.
I do like your answers.
3 things to help prove that I'm a man.
Prove that you're a man? Oh.
A balled up sock. Sorry.
Jamie, be quiet.
Sorry.
Stop helping them.
So, I guess we're gonna need a fake beard.
I almost put that on my list too. I almost did.
We're going to need a pair of trousers with a banana in it. A banana. And I guess, I don't know, convince them you're a man. A baggy shirt. Baggy tunic.
These are good guesses.
Yeah, good guesses.
I want to argue we should get at least part of a point because Jamie said one of them.
A balled
Yes,
up
Jamie.
sock?
Well,
Sorry.
surely, if anything, we should get the point.
Illegal.
There's one for Rankium.
So
okay.
definitely, I said tube socks for obvious reasons. Not a banana,
Yeah.
but same idea. Crotch
Same
stuffing
idea. I
is
think that
the
counts.
goal.
I think that counts. Something to put down there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
I said a big sword to express my mightiness.
A sword.
A sword. You must have a sword.
You could argue having a big sword is very similar to Fry's answer of banana as well.
Yeah. And I said lots and lots of birth control because that's what Pope Joan was missing.
Ah, you're right.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you half a point for that. Not the full answer, but
No.
0.75?
0.75.
I think
okay.
so.
Okay, let's go 0.75. Yeah, that sounds good.
Crotch stuffing is worth a 0.75.
It really is. Yeah. It helps.
Oh, I'd forgotten I've written this question. I'm an idiot. Right. This is definitely the most surreal question I've ever asked.
There, I'm ready.
Sorry, I'm reading Fry's answer. Yep, it's as confused as it should be. Right. I asked Fry, who would win in a fight? 1 pope-sized bishop or 20 bishop-sized popes?
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, and I think this is a good question for Fry because she is an excellent DM who is always dealing with battle encounters, and we always seem to do worse when there's lots of things to fight. So
You do.
I'm gonna go with 20 bishop-sized popes instead of 1 pope-sized bishops. I think that this is my argument, because Fry's really good at these encounters and killing us off in the process.
Fry, what was your answer?
So if they're average size, it would be the 20 size to 1. And then if for some reason they were chessboard-sized bishops, it would be the 1 pope.
So, clarification on the question, I suppose. Does she get it?
I'm not entirely sure how to score this one. Right, well, I'm going to say you can't have the full point because, Bree, you definitely said 1 person.
No, I said 20.
20 on
I
1.
said 20.
Oh, did you say 20?
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, okay, fair enough.
Multiple
In which case,
encounters.
you can have the point then. That's fine.
Yes.
Right, and that's it. We've got to the end.
Yeah.
So, Jamie, can you please reveal who the best co-host is in Pontifacts?
I'll cut this out, but what are we giving Brie? Is that 1 whole point?
That was 1 whole point.
One
Because
whole
I'm not
point?
entirely
Oh,
sure
wow.
how to score that.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Right, here comes my failure at maths. So, Fry, you've got 2.75.
Yay.
Good job.
Brie, you've got 2.25.
Oh.
Congratulations, Fry.
Fry, you were officially the best co-host. Well done.
I'm gonna
Celebrations
still
all round.
try and give Bree Borgia, like, even though she hates the Borgias.
Borgia.
No, you get to have my board.
Is this going to be the next salve?
There it is. Salve.
And
I'm from
Picture.
the Midwest. Look, you get my
Picture.
Midwest accent and you like it.
I love it. I love it. But now
Right,
forever it will also be banana.
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 Banana. Right, what's the Pontifacts total, Jamie?
Oh, as a total, they've got 4.75.
4.75. Do you think
Which
we
is
are...
almost half marks. That's a respectable amount.
You said I had
we're-
2.25 and she had 2.75. That's 5.
That's a very good
Two-
point.
2.5 out of 2.25.
2.25 is what I had. And she
And
had
Fry had
2.75.
2.75.
That's 5.
Oh, yes, I had it wrong. Yes. Yes.
I gotta hold on to our points. We don't want to put
This is like the end of every episode we do.
Oh, seriously, the amount of times I cut out us getting the maths wrong.
Oh,
when we're
Bree has a
adding up the
spreadsheet
points.
that does the math for us.
We did for a while. Remember when we were organised near the
That
end of
was
season
amazing.
1?
Yeah.
And we had a
What we got
spreadsheet. We just stopped doing that for some
It
reason.
just has the formulas already programmed in, so
4.5.
I can just go
Yeah.
click, 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 click.
Yeah, no, we do have a spreadsheet. You see, now we record remotely, that would make a lot of sense. The reason why we stopped doing it is because I didn't want to lug my laptop around. We should totally do that again. Right, anyway, that's 5 points. That's half marks. That's very impressive.
Yay.
And now we're going to turn the tables. That's what we're going to do.
We're going to turn the tables, and it's your turn to be quizzed for how well you know your co-host. So who's going to go first here?
Jamie is.
Okay, Jamie, you're going
Looks like
first.
someone who's ready to go.
Yes, I'm ready
Yeah.
like a WWE wrestler.
Okay.
Go for it.
So, I asked Rob, it's the crisis of the 3rd century, and you're living in the Roman Empire. What job do you have?
Does Rob have?
Yeah.
I'm there.
Something out the way, but something to get information.
I'm just living my life, Jamie. What job do you think I've
In the
got?
crisis of the 3rd century.
During the crisis, 3rd century.
I think just like reporting on what's going on, just like noting it down, sharing it to people. I think he's doing a live podcast on his own in the middle of a street, just standing on a box.
So
This is what's happening. Then after a year or so, he just gets dragged away and no one knows where he's gone.
You know the guy in HBO's Rome? the Herald
The
guy
newsreader.
who stands on the box and is reading all the stuff with his big dramatic. Is that how you see me, Jamie?
I've not seen the Rome series, but yes, that's how I see you.
True Roman bread for true
seen-
Romans.
You've seen the Rome series, Jamie.
No, I saw the first episode.
Isn't that? You've only seen the first episode, right? We are.
Well, I
totally
didn't
watching
even
that
see the
together.
full. I just saw somebody naked in a bath, and I got scared and turned it off.
Fair enough. You know what? Like an announcer, Herald person. That's not a bad guess at all.
It is.
That's
It's a
pretty
good. I could see you doing the True Roman bread for true Romans ad.
Yeah, definitely. It's not what I am, though, Jamie. It's not. I'm
you a
bit
teacher?
sad. No, didn't really get.
Yeah, that'd be boring.
Yeah, no.
So
no.
I think you'd weasel. No, I say weasel. That sounds negative. I think you'd get your way into the palace just to hear information, and then
Who gets to do that, Jamie? What does
I don't
everyone
know.
do? What does everyone do during the Roman times?
be poor and be sad.
Yes,
That's
what I'd
closer.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would work on a farm being poor and sad, but here's the twist. My farm is the one next to Thrax's farm. Yeah.
Breeding horses.
Well, no, I grow wheat, because obviously I grow wheat. That's what I do. But I do have a little bit of a sideline training horses. I'm not like an expert, but occasionally I can make a little bit of money training a horse or two.
Strong.
Or at least I used to be able to, because Thrax is now a teenager and he's killing all my horses by punching them.
Picture them in the face.
Yeah, so unfortunately I have no horses anymore, so I'm just a wheat farmer.
Could have been a horse dentist.
I should have been a horse.
Horse dentures.
Well, are you fixed? You could be a veterinarian and make good money because of all the broken bones and the punched horses.
Good. But I don't know how to do that. All I know is wheat. That's all I know.
So Fry, are you keeping track of their points?
No. No
Okay,
one's
well, I
going to
will.
do that.
I will keep track. So Jamie guessed newsreader, but should we give him a half point for guessing poor?
Yeah, I
He
think
didn't even
that
guess poor. I think you're being very generous.
maybe a point,
All right.
0.25.
Okay, we'll give you a 2.25 for guessing.
Very generous.
poor.
Thank you. Thank you.
All
Because
right,
everybody's poor.
everybody is poor. So Rob, I asked Jamie, which president do you think you could bamboozle out of $1 million, or the time period equivalent of $1 million?
I said this one was easy.
Who could you bamboozle? Sorry, I'm turning around because my president
Yeah.
post is there, so I can see. That's probably bad for audio. I will have to remember the presidents instead. Well, I know which president I would attempt to try and convince to give me $1 million or equivalent. That would be Hayes. I'd go up to Hayes and I would say, Here's a lollipop farm I'm starting up. Do you want to invest?
Hayes
in my
would give it
lollipop
to you.
farm?" And he'd be so pleased to give me that money.
He would.
Yeah, so I'm going to say that.
All right, so Jamie, what did you say?
No, mine was easy. Trump.
Yeah, that was my second guess. Because, I mean...
And I said we just say to you, hey, we're doing a podcast about presidents, right? We'll say you are the greatest president ever
Yeah.
for $1 million. How about it? And he would. He'd get $1 million. All right.
You see, I disagree. Trump is many things, and one of those is stingy
An
with the
idiot.
cash.
Stingy with cash is true. He would agree to give you $1 million and then
But
stiff
you'd
you when
never
the
see
bill
it.
came. Yeah.
You would
That's
never,
the point,
ever see
actually,
that
yeah.
money.
And if you told anyone that he stiffed you, he would then sue you for several $1 million.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Jamie, I'm making $1 million out of Hayes quicker than you're making $1 million out of Trump.
That's
So
true.
That's
true.
That's 0 points.
Oh, Jamie, we don't know each other at all. It's like strangers.
Who are you?
So, Jamie, I asked Rob who his 4th favorite president was.
This was
Fourth.
really hard.
Fourth
now know.
favourite.
I know how Rex Patron and Saga think felt when I posed similar questions, which were just really mean.
I've been paying attention and doing my homework. We want to win.
Fourth favourite. I wouldn't even be able to say his favourite, to be honest. Okay.
I'll be honest, I hedged my bets. I actually named 2.
Yeah, well, that's good. That narrows it down to 1 in 46. 4. There's that many presidents, yeah. So in my head, I'm thinking, is this someone that's kind of amusing? So I'm thinking like Hayes, but is Rob going for the actually I respect them kind of thing? And I don't know.
I'll give you a hint and say it was for...
a hint would be great.
For interesting factor.
Interesting.
Yeah, it wasn't were they a good president? It was how interesting are they? There's no way you're getting this. Why don't I even put it down? I take solace that this means I might be able to defeat you.
That's fine.
I'm starting to think we're just a losing team, Jamie. So
that's fine.
So I'm just going to try and take you down. We're never beating Pontifacts. So.
Okay, if interesting then, I'm thinking somebody like during the crash. What was the name of the guy before the crash? Oh. No. Jackson.
I mean, you're not far off.
Oh, Andrews. John Adams.
Oh,
Andrews. The guy from Titanic. The engineer from Titanic, Andrews. No?
No.
Give it to him, Rob.
I mean, fourth favourite is really tricky out of interestingness. I went for Van Buren. Because he's the puppet master. He was the one who created the Democratic Party. Yeah, Jackson gets credit for it, but Van Buren was there pulling the strings in the background. It was interesting stuff, but not so interesting he's going to be in my top 3. And then I hedged my bets saying if we're just talking about who was a good president, my 4th favourite would be John Quincy Adams.
I said John Adams at one point.
Yeah, so
You did.
well, you named
You said John Adams, not John Quincy Adams.
Yeah, you named the predecessor of Van Buren, and you named the father of John Quincy Adams. So
You were in the realm. You were very close in the realm.
I was in the atmosphere of the planet, still burning up. So there we go. That's 0 points, isn't it?
I think it has to be, but you were very close.
So close.
So close.
So, Rob, I asked Jamie, whoops, you've been sentenced to fight in the Colosseum. What do you do?
Oh, wow, is that it? Is it that open?
What do you do?
What do you do? Die.
I mean, that would be the end result.
But what's he going to spend his time up to that point doing? Right, I'm going to say he is going to, the first night, spend the night whispering to one of his cellmates to try and gain his trust. And then that cellmate happens to know the trainer of the lions, so he's going to slip a laxative to the lions. That's stage 1 of this. Then, when out on the sand, the lions are far too busy doing their business in the corner, so he's able to run away from the gladiators without having to worry about the lions. He's already, in a flashback scene, prepaid the gladiators off, using, I don't know, some money he came into. Probably the reason why he's in there is that he committed some kind of bank heist, so he's able to afford it. So he's already paid them off, so they just acted out, and he's not really fighting, and then he's going to try and escape in all the tunnels underneath somehow. He's going to try and bury under the sand and get into the tunnels and escape, but he does none of these things because one of the lions just eats him anyway. Doesn't care. The lion doesn't care. He's going to deal with the runs.
I love that.
True. Like, lions don't eat prunes, so there's no way that a lion would do that.
So that's what I think Jamie's going to do. I think A, he will die, and B, he will create a convoluted attempt to escape that ultimately fails.
That's not 100% off.
That isn't 100% off. I'm considering it. So Jamie, what was your answer?
Okay, so firstly, I said I'd ask Rob to take my spot.
Nice. Yeah. When I say no...
Yeah, it is. No, literally, I put that. When he says no, I'd ask the rest of the Rexipod family hosts, so Bree and Fry, saying, "Hey, do you fancy taking on a lion, some gladiators?" And so when they say no, I'd basically just hide behind Jeff, cry whilst holding Rocky in my hands.
Who do you think, out of all the Rexipod hosts, who do you think could take a lion?
Oh, the Viking ones.
I think John. I think John could take a lion.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Old Forky Beard could definitely take some lions down.
Yeah.
You just have to look at the lion; it'll back away. It's like, ooh,
yeah, definitely.
Start purring. Lions don't purr either, so it'd be quite.
We might have some miracles on our hands.
Yeah, we could get out with some miracles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we all we have is omens. They're useless.
So do we give them partial points?
We gotta give them a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Half a point?
Half a point.
Oh,
okay, you get half a point.
Does that mean I'm now beating Jamie?
It does mean that you're beating Jamie. A quarter point to a half point.
Yes. Okay, this is good.
So, on the similar line, Jamie, I asked Rob, someone is trying to assassinate you. If you had to pick, which Roman or American assassination attempt would you choose? This could be successful or unsuccessful assassination attempts.
As in, onto Rob.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If he had to choose which one he was going to die with.
Oh. So I think in Survival, I'll go for the Theodore Roosevelt one. Just like in the middle of a speech, got hit by a bullet and just
that's
carried
a
on.
damn good one, that is.
I've just gone with that one.
Yeah.
But I like the train station one, I think, for Rob. He's got an audience.
Yeah.
He'll have a few doctors poking around inside him.
But hang on, you didn't die in the train. Do you want me to go through months of agony? People putting
that's a fair point.
beef
Fair
up my
point.
bum. Why would I choose this?
No, that's a fair point.
When we actually wrote this question, we discussed exactly that one. So
yeah,
no one would choose that.
No one would choose that. Well, the one you would choose then that's logical is either JFK or Lincoln, because it's just somebody who get shocked, you shot and you're done. Maybe not. No, JFK, he survived the first shot, didn't he? Because he hit his neck. So I'll go for Lincoln assassination. Because you're in the theatre, it's nice, had a glass of wine.
So Rob, what'd you pick?
Well, I gave two answers, again, hedging my bets.
Yeah.
I gave if I'm going to die, this is the one I want, and if I'm going to survive, this is the one I want. Since we were focusing on the if I'm dying, I'll answer that first. Leo 5. Which, I mean, there was no way you were ever going to get Leo 5, but you will remember
I thought it was
the death.
presidents.
I said
Presidents
Roman or
Romans.
American.
Bree definitely said Romans or...
I ignored that. I'm really sorry.
You did pick an American one, too.
I did. I will forgive you for not remembering the name of the emperor, Jamie, but you'll remember the death. I want to be standing on an altar surrounded by men in Christmas hats whilst I'm wielding a cross, smashing everyone with the cross until eventually they hack my arms off. That's how I want to go. Because if I've got to go, that's the way to go.
Maybe this Christmas.
Maybe it's
See what I've got you.
Christmas. But if I'm going to survive, because the question definitely said someone is trying to assassinate you.
True.
So, yeah, not necessarily successful. I'm going for the assassination on Jackson.
And Andrew Jackson, yeah.
Yeah, because that's when Richard Lawrence pulled out a pistol, shot, the pistol failed, so he pulled out a second pistol, shot, and it failed, and then Jackson just hit the man with his stick. So, I mean, that's what I'd like to do, because it's like you say, the Teddy Roosevelt one's good. I mean, it's great. I'm doing a speech and I get shot. Well, that's not true. He wasn't doing the speech when he was shot. It's before he did the speech. But I'd still be shot. I don't want to be shot. Whereas in the Jackson one, I don't get shot at all, and I still get a cool story. So, but ultimately, all of this rambling means no points.
No points. So, Rob, I asked Jamie Fry's question.
Oh God, yeah, this is question 3, isn't it? Is it as weird and obscure as the 20 Pope-side bishops question?
No.
Well, you'll tell us when we give it to you. Public toilets were the standard in Rome, which emperor would you like to poop next to, and what would you discuss?
Oh, what a good question. Right.
That's what I thought.
We just covered Pope Joan. Old people poopers were very much on the brain.
It's true.
Okay. My immediate thought is to go to my answer, but that wouldn't be Jamie's. I'd poop next to Vespasian, just so we could talk about the fact that he was now charging for people to go to the toilet. But Jamie's. Oh, but then it's got to be Caracalla, surely.
That's what I thought it would be. But do you really want to poop next to Caracalla when he's going to get
I
raped
don't have a
in
death
the process?
sentence.
But you can talk to him about what's going on, and then you could do lots of foreshadowing, because that's how he goes. But Jamie clearly forgot this, because that's the obvious answer. And apart from Vespasian. Okay, so it's neither of those two. I'm going to go for a third attempt, and then I'll give up.
I went for two answers, so you know.
I went for two answers. I'm still not right. Okay. Thrax. Just so afterwards you could see how big it was.
Like an anaconda. No.
Maybe you want to know. Go on then, Jamie. Who are you pooing next to?
Well, my two options. The first one was Justinian no-nos for obvious reasons. Right?
What are these obvious reasons? I mean,
He doesn't have
great
a
story.
nose.
He doesn't have a nose.
Oh, yeah. No, that is an obvious reason. I didn't consider. Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Or
And the second one was Getter. To play the animal game.
I was so close with Caracalla.
So close.
So much bother.
Yes, you were a sibling away. Yeah.
And to be fair, I definitely thought that Jamie was going to say Caracalla as well.
He died pooing, Jamie. He died pooing. So you could have been pooing next to him whilst he died.
Yes, but you got no one to talk to.
The guy who stabbed him.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, okay. Fine.
All right, so we're at question 4. Why do I have 2? Oh, I already wrote it down. Okay, question 4. I asked Rob, you're planning an imperial coup. Which 3 American figures are you choosing to be in on the plot, and which one betrays you?
Calhoun.
Oh, hang on. Figures or presidents?
As I say, I wrote figures,
Oh, you did say figures.
but you did choose presidents, so I'll leave it at that. So Jamie, think president.
I'll ignore that. Okay. Well, Andrew Jackson, because he's psychopathic with his gun toting,
1.
obviously. Then I imagine Rob would also want somebody to cover it up. Oh, what's the name of the president? The docs thing and the whole money laundering and before the crash. Someone like that. Maybe Van Buren. Someone like Van Buren, or maybe post Van Buren. Someone like to take the edge off. Who'd betray
There
him?
is one about taking the edge off.
Taking the edge off. Clinton.
Oh.
He'd just be playing the saxophone in the corner. Everyone would be really distracted.
With a cigar.
You've got
I'm
one
just
with
trying to remember.
Jackson.
I got with Jackson, yeah. Rob, did you go murdery or did you stick to...
I can't say anything.
No.
Just choose 2 more presidents. Although, to be fair, you did already choose one more in Van Buren. So choose one more president.
He wasn't my main choice. He was just a suggestion. He's
Oh,
not
right,
a
okay.
choice.
Okay.
I would say. I'll say that for them all until I get the right one. Tyler. He'd be great.
He does have a massive. He does have a massive cannon.
He's got a massive cannon.
I definitely should have thought about that, shouldn't I?
Yeah, that's a no.
One more.
So he's my second choice. And someone that betrays. Who would betray Rob? Who would betray? Either through loyalty or because they want to do more. I'm not quite sure.
Well, pick your 3 presidents, and then out of those 3, we'll decide which one betrays him.
Okay, fair enough. Then I'll go with. Oh. Who was after Roosevelt, Rob? Franklin D. Who's after Franklin D? Who dropped the bomb? What's his name?
Truman.
Truman. I'll go with Truman.
Okay.
Why not? To make a big impact.
Oh, that moment. Okay, so you got 1 out of 3.
Yep. Okay, so who am I taking? Obviously, I'm taking Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh, yeah.
And you could shoot the man and he carries on. I mean, he's stopping at no one. He's going to be my personal bodyguard.
He's like a T-1000. Fair enough.
Yeah. So we're entering the palace. He's right next to me. He's covering me. Then I've got Jackson ahead of me, dual-wielding pistols, taking the guards out left and right. He's the wild card. He's the one who's just... he's the enforcer.
Are you just reenacting the Matrix here?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then, flashback, before all this happens, because obviously how did we storm the palace? It's because all the guards were distracted by Hayes, counting a lovely tale about, I don't know, about the day he was, like, stabbed or something. Just something really nice. So Hayes is the distraction. Jackson's killing people. Roosevelt's my bodyguard.
And who betrays you, Rob?
Obviously, Jackson's going to betray me because as soon as we kill the Emperor, he'll turn around and shoot me for being British. The man hated the British.
So that's half points because you got one of them, and it was the one who was the betrayer. So we'll give you the half points for that.
Thank you.
Okay, so Rob, I asked Jamie, you're running for president. Which Roman figures are you choosing to run your campaign squad, and who is your vice president?
Now, Rob, I'll be honest, I put 5 people down. Because...
Yeah, you did.
I just realised that. And I went with the whole figures thing, so there are emperors and others.
Well, Agrippa, obviously.
Okay.
There's a wall of silence after that. I mean, surely you chose Agrippa. Come on.
Do you know what? Because I made this list in the pub, and I was thinking, who's Augustus's person? I couldn't be bothered to figure it out, so I went with somebody else instead.
Right. Okay,
He would have been on my list.
He would have been, but he's not. Okay, other people. Someone who's going to be good at like putting together a good campaign. I mean, maybe you just went for Augustus then, because you couldn't be asked to think of Agrippa. Then Nerva was a detective, so maybe he could do some opposition research. But he was also useless, so why would you choose him?
Can I give a clue?
Yes, give him
Not
a clue.
The general things like, who do I like, Rob?
Who does he want on
You're
his
just going to go
team?
for the crazy people, because why would you want them?
They got the job done.
Okay, so you're going to surround yourself with Domitian, Caracalla, and Caligula, and
That's one.
Commodus.
Guess 3.
And,
One more guess.
And and did I say Caracalla?
Yes.
Yes, I said
Caracalla,
Caracalla.
Commodus, and Caligula. You said those.
Thrax.
No.
No.
Other figures. Think of figures.
I've probably had
They might
my
be
guesses. I think I've guessed about 7 so far.
Well, you got 2.
Go on, who, Jamie, are you... Please tell me your crack team of political operators that you're assembling.
I think there's some logic for this, and I did go for 5, so I didn't fill with the bounds of the contractual agreement. Caligula for vice president.
Oh, you did put Caracalla.
So, because this is where Trump and I think his vice president, what's his name? Pence. They messed up. Pence should have been president. Trump should have been vice president. Because if you've got Caligula as your vice president, you look amazing in comparison.
Yeah,
so
okay, that makes sense.
Then I went for Suetonius. Because when things go wrong, he'll just twist the narrative enough to make it seem great.
I'm very impressed with that answer, Jamie. That's seriously good.
It's like I listen.
I didn't even... how insulting is it that I'm quite surprised you remember the name Suetonius?
Look,
You should be.
Fry, can you name a source we use in our show that isn't the Liber Pontificalis?
Oh God, that. No, I got it. Hang on.
This is me as well.
There's a man. and he writes lots of stuff. Didn't we have a Pliny as a source for a while?
I think we might have used Pliny once. I'll give it to you. But you see, it's fair.
Pliny was definitely someone who wrote stuff in the past, so I think that counts.
I'm pretty sure we used Pliny in one episode.
Anyway, go on, Jamie. Who else?
Well, speaking of Pliny, my other one's Pliny the Younger.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Why?
his
Because
answer.
because he's a political climber. He had the contacts. That's good to he's to spread the kind of the Jamie thing through the
Jamie,
the Senate.
you're asked which Roman figures we've covered which will help you achieve success, and you choose Pliny the Younger.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
It's
can
like you
confirm
don't
that.
want us to win.
Well, I didn't know we're competing against each other.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Obviously, what one you said, Caracalla,
Yeah.
and my reason was no one's going to fuck with him.
Yeah, no, that's...
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And obviously Commodus, because he could cut the heads off ostriches with a bow and arrow. So, and he'd be great for Fox News.
So you did get a fair hand of them, so 0.75? What do you think, Fry?
Yes.
I think that's very generous, but I'll take it.
We'll be
I'll
generous.
certainly take it.
We'll be generous and give you the 0.75 on that. So it's time for the last question. So, Jamie, I asked Rob what the name of your new political party would be. And the answer is so good.
I genuinely think you could get this.
So good.
This is
something.
your political party.
My political party.
Your political party. Yours.
It'd be something. I imagine there's a musical element to it, maybe to the music style, or a Star Trek element to it.
I can't say any. I already gave you a big hint by really hammering home that it's your political party, so I'm not going to say anything else.
So like the Star Trek party, the Federation of Countries. It could be something like that, or it could be the Heavy Metal Party or the Rock Party. They're my choices, but I can't choose until someone gives me an eye look.
Tell you what, choose one. But before you're told whether it's right or wrong, I will give you one clue, but it won't count.
Right.
Because I think you'll get it if I give you one clue. But that it won't count.
Give me half a clue.
I can. Because as soon as I
Say
say
half
this,
a
you'll get it.
sentence. Just stop halfway through a word.
Come on, just...
What's your guess, Jamie?
what's the guess?
The Nerd Party.
What's the name of the first beer you ever brewed?
Old Testament.
And instead of calling it that...
Old Testament
could
is a
your party be
great
called?
beer name.
The Old Party.
Not the Old Party, the
Old
Old
Faction.
Testament. The Old Testament was an amazing beer that Jamie brewed when we were at uni. It tasted of grass.
That doesn't sound good at all.
Yeah, but it was cheap and we were students, and we never figured out quite how strong it was. I think we decided eventually it was strong.
Yeah.
Yes.
Capital S.
Isn't it cheaper
no.
to buy some PBR?
This is not America, Fry.
It might have been cheaper, but it didn't have the name, so we were drinking the name really. Your political party, Jamie, would be the Old Guard.
Oh,
Which is so good.
that is quite good. Yeah.
All right. So, Rob, here's the final question. I asked Jamie what your imperial epithet would be, like Leo the Wise or John the Beautiful. What would yours be?
How mean were you feeling, Jamie?
No, I was not mean. I was not mean.
If you're being complimentary, then probably.
Yeah, there's a compliment. It wasn't mean.
It's a description.
Yes, a description.
Descriptive
Hairy.
epithet.
Rob the Hairy.
I have to give you points for that one. Yeah, 100%. So it was
Rob the Hairy Chested.
I think we deserve bonus points for the fact that my co-host knows the level of hairiness of my chest.
I mean, to be fair,
I mean,
I
surely that
also know
shows
the
that-
hairiness of Fry's chest.
Intimately.
That's a good point. I suppose you also know, don't you? Oh, okay. So yeah, I think I can get some points for that then. I didn't specify chest, but I specified hair.
I think you get full. We'll give you full marks for that one. I think because
Yes.
I think Rob the Hairy is fine.
Yep, it was close enough because you could shorten your own epithet to hairy.
That's what I did to start with. I was like, is it Rob the Hairy? I thought, well, then went to...
Are you mocking my beard there, Jamie?
No, of course not.
No, you wouldn't do that. Yours is looking particularly pointy today.
Yeah, you've got the full pirate going on there.
Oh, thank you. Yar.
Yeah. When was the last time we saw each other? It was only a week ago, wasn't it? Yeah, we saw each other last weekend. I swear your beard did not look anywhere near that long and pointy last week. You've put a lot of effort into growing it this week, Jamie. I'm impressed.
I've been straining all week.
Yes. Yeah.
So, do you want to know what your scores were?
Yes, please.
So, Rob, you scored a 2.25. And Jamie...
That's the same as you scored, isn't it?
It is the same as what I scored. And
Yes, I'm equal to you.
And Jamie scored a 0.75, which is the same as what Fry scored, but without 2 points. So, that puts you at a 3, which means R5 kicks your butt.
Oh. It means that Fry is officially the best of all of us.
Fry is
well
officially
done, Fry.
the best.
Round of applause to Fry. It means that apparently I'm an enigma and Jamie does not understand me.
What?
And it also means that when we release this, we're recording this a fair bit in advance. I think we're releasing this about a month before we're going to release it. So it's going to be approaching December when this one's released. So throughout the month of December, Jamie, we're going to have the word loser at the end of our Twitter title.
But we were going to have a happy Christmas one as well.
No.
Totalus Rankium Christmas loser.
Yeah, that's now what it's going to read.
Yeah.
Because we weren't good enough, Jamie.
Totalus Rankium has lost their Christmas shoes.
Oh, Christmas Shoes is such a good film.
I know you love Christmas shoes, so...
I don't love... I mean, it's the worst film ever, but it's so good because it's so bad. Yeah. Oh, right, well, there you go. We're done. We're done.
We did it!
We did... Well, you guys did it. It's all very depressingly on the losing side. But let's say our goodbyes.
Well, thanks for having us. We have been dying to do this, so it's nice to finally do a collab. Yay!
Yes, it's been good.
And where can we find your podcasts?
Oh, you can find
On the
Pontifacts
internet.
everywhere that you can find podcasts. It's Pontifacts, like Pontifex Maximus, but with facts. because that's what we're giving you. All those.
The pun is particularly good. It really is.
Yeah, Fry is a.
Where did the pun come from?
I'm
sure I've asked this before.
had the flu. I had the flu, and I was gone. I was literally like out for like the whole day, and it was like 6 p.m. and I woke up and I just texted Pontifacts and went back to sleep.
So it was a literal fever dream, and it was the only message I got from Fry that day, and it was perfection.
It is perfect. It is.
It's like writing It's like writing a Beatles album, isn't it?
Yeah. It is the most punny of all the Rexipod podcasts. It's great.
We live for some dad puns over here.
Oh yeah.
Whereas Totalus Rankium is literally nonsense words. Because we're not clever enough to think of puns.
It's total rank
It's-
in Italian.
Yes.
It's Harry Potter Latin.
Yeah. That's what it is.
It was one of the first comments we got on our podcast when we started was, "Hey, did you know your Latin's wrong?" And we're like, "Oh yeah, on purpose.
Absolutely.
It's wrong on purpose."
We also got a few, not for a very long time. I think people have finally accepted us, but we definitely in the early days got a couple of, "Oh, you do realise your rounds aren't accurate." Yeah. We are very aware of that. Yeah. Anyway, right, we should probably stop rambling because we've done it. So, thank you very much for listening, if indeed you still are listening. And thank you for all our Patreons who support us. It's great. Anyone else want to say anything before we say goodbye?
We're the winners.
We did win.
Oh.
I'll cut that out, Rob, don't worry.
Yeah. In fact, if you could cut out all the times that they won points, that would be great.
Yeah.
Quick, splice this in. Sorry, Bree, that's 0 points.
Oh, he lost again. That's a shame.
Oh,
Yeah, just keep splicing that in. Keep splicing that in.
We win.
Anyway, goodbye, everyone.
bye.